Hello, Adam. Congratulations on Godzilla vs. Kong finally making it out into the world. It must have felt like a long time coming, especially after this past year.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's been a wild ride. I mean, we started the movie and the world was one way, and we finished it and everything's completely different. So,
Yeah.
it's been a ride.
And what is it about these monsters that still fascinates people after so long?
Well, they're just so intertwined with film history itself. I mean, like I think Godzilla and Kong, respectively, on either ends of the world, kind of represents the history of the blockbuster cinema or of special effects cinema in general. So, and both of them mean very different things from their origins. And yeah, there's just something about the fact that this is kind of where everything started. You wouldn't have Star Wars and all those kind of things without the beginning of special effects with these type of movies. And
Yeah.
and just in general too, I think there's an appeal to it, not just to adults as well, but like to kids. I mean, there's just an
Mm.
immediacy to big lizard type monster and big monkey type monster. The fans will not like me to call them that, but at the end of the day, that's like sort of the archetype that they represent. And there's just something fun and
Mm.
and engaging about that, from a kid's perspective.
The epic battle scenes in this film are going to blow fans' minds. Did you always have a clear plan of how you wanted those to play out? Was there a lot of choreography involved?
It evolved really organically. I mean, there were certain things that I knew from the get-go that I wanted to see. Like one of the first images I knew that I wanted Godzilla to chase Kong around a neon-soaked, futuristic-looking city with his atomic breath. Like I knew that there were certain things like that I was just like, oh, I have to see what that would look like. But what I like is that the script really offered us so many really inspiring environments to put the monsters in, because it's kind of what makes the battle so interesting in this movie is, for instance, like the ocean battle, our first major fight between the characters. It's in
Mm.
an environment that you've never seen them in before. Kong's on the ocean, jumping from battleship to battleship, and
Mm.
and it's kind of like playing off of the disadvantage that he has against Godzilla, which he kind of has anyways, but even more so on the ocean. And so I always like seeing heroes who are kind of like pushed against the wall. Like, Die Hard's one of my favorite films. Like that's a movie that, we obviously kind of, subtly reference in some of the imagery in the movie. And I just like it's not just one guy against a bunch of terrorists in that movie. It's one guy against a bunch of terrorists, and he doesn't have any shoes, and he's just ran over a bunch of broken glass. It's like it's so much more interesting when you like lay extra stakes on top of stakes against your
Mm.
heroes. And and that's what we try to do with all of our action scenes, and we try to make them all memorable from that perspective.
We seem to see more emotion here from Kong than we've ever seen before in these movies. Is he really a monster?
Only from the perspective that he's like 300 foot plus tall. I mean, like, I think that, definitely makes him a monster. But, I guess it depends what your definition of monster is, because I love him. I love him like a friend, at this point. I feel like I've,
Mm.
gone through, a whole life experience with him as though he was real. So, for me, he was always the heart of the movie. That's one of the things that really excited me the most, is being able to bring that kind of vibe, to him, because that's how I always saw him as a kid. I mean, he's,
Mm.
the 76 Kong was always one of my favorite movies growing up. And even though Kong's a bit lecherous in that movie, like you still really feel for him. There's like kind of an
Yeah.
innocence to him, and I wanted to take that innocence and kind of amplify it in the way that I kind of perceive the character myself. He's kind of a sad, lonely character. He's very intelligent, but
Yeah.
the last of his kind. And and that's what the movie's really about. It's leaning into that.
Thank you for your time today, Adam. I'll need to leave it there, but congratulations again on Godzilla vs. Kong.